Howdy, I'm Cain Atkinson, and this is Matt Allen, and we're ministers for the Kettering Church of Christ, where there's a place for you. And what do I mean by that? You know, we've been a lot of places in life, and they're not always pretty, right? We've got debts, we've got pain, we've got broken promises, and regrets, and all those things, mistakes that we've made along the road of life. But at Kettering, we promise you, no matter where you've been, there's a place for you. And we want you to feel that way. So we're extending a warm welcome to you to come visit with us this Sunday as we worship God. We're focusing on the idea of victorious faith in 2020. And right now we're in the midst of talking about some of those things, for example, in our Bible class in Romans that Matt's leading.
Yeah, this Sunday we're going to be in Romans 7. And I think there's probably no better passage to talk about victorious faith than Romans 7, where Paul talks about the struggle he had with his flesh and how he overcame that. And he overcame that by the power of God.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be talking about that on Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
And, if you're struggling right now with sin and weakness, and it just feels like some days you take 3 steps back and instead of 2 steps forward. And, it's tough. This passage will give you hope. And we're going to talk about that on Sunday. I hope you can join us for that. It starts at 9:45 this Sunday morning at the Kettering Church.
Yeah, and right after that, we're going to be engaging in worship to God. I mean, that's focused on God. Everything that we're doing here is built on reverence for God, and we can promise you that's something that you're going to see if you come and you worship with us. We're all imperfect beings, and that worship, that's not about us. That's about the Lord, and we're going to try to magnify Him in singing to Him and in praying to Him in supplication, and we're going to try to magnify Him by the preaching of God's Word. Again, we're going to hear a lesson if you come from our series in authentic faith. I preached the first lesson to that, real faith and a real God. We talked about congruent faith and authentic faith and what does that look like. And now we're about to talk about the idea of faith that it looks like the original. Matt, why don't you tell them more about that?
Yeah, we are. Sunday's lesson is like the original. That's the title of the lesson, and we're looking at Jesus. Matthew 5:14, 15, 16 talks about being the light of the world. And, really verse 15 of Matthew 5 is a purpose statement for Christianity. We're to let that light shine. That's what we do. And the result of that shining is in the next verse, verse 16, where we're told that by our deeds, by our works, men will glorify God. And so, that's our purpose. And so we do all of that by being like Jesus. There's another passage we'll be looking at on Sunday, actually 2. One out of Matthew 10, where Jesus defines what a disciple is, and then it's kind of more from a negative perspective there. But in Luke 6:40, he says that a disciple, when he's fully trained, will be like his teacher, like the original.
Yeah.
And that's a key to authentic discipleship, Cain, I think, is we've got this world out there where everybody's cynical, and they look at religion with being skeptical and just waiting for somebody to mess up. And the way we can work around that is by having true faith that's consistent with what we profess. People see that in our kindness. They see it in our compassion. They see it in the way we treat other people. And those are the things where it really, really matters.
That's right. And when you look at the original, when you see Jesus, not a whole lot of people actually have problems with Jesus. They have problems with churches maybe that have burned them. But when it comes down to being like Jesus, that's something that we can all aspire to. It doesn't matter where you come from or what your background is or whether or not you've been burned. We just want you to come. We want you to be a part of this discussion about what does it mean to be a Christian, in the sense that we're trying to be like Christ, and we're trying to be like the Christians that came after His death, burial, and resurrection, who they believed so strongly in His message of love, service, and peace and grace that they were willing to lay down their lives for that. That's the kind of faith we're going to talk about, and that's what we want you to be a part of and what you want to see here at Kettering.
So 4600 Bigger Road here in Kettering. You can check us out on the web, ketteringchurch.com. You can give us a call here in the office, 937-434-8481. We want to hear from you, but most of all, we want to see you at worship on Sunday.
Yep, you're welcome.
So thanks for being there and watching this morning. We hope all of you just have a great day.